And yo, what up, Dumb Mafia? And so in today's video, I am about to be giving you my Week 5 predictions, and it's starting right now. Welcome to yet another edition of the Don Mafia Report. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I totally understand the vast majority of you are Bills fans, and I appreciate you for that. But I figured that I have to stop alienating the other 31 fan bases across the NFL. Weeks 1 through 3, I probably pissed those teams off because I was just shitting on them. That doesn't mean that I have room for improvement, which is exactly why I'm gonna try and at least drop one NFL-centric video, not Bills related, once a week, so we can just talk about the league, baby. We love football. That's just how it is. Yeah, holy shit. The NFL 2019 season has been a damn roller coaster. Number one, the 49ers are undefeated. And then number two, one of the most popular quarterbacks is a 70s porn star. The season is just full of surprises. But let's just dive into these week's games. Starting off with the Thursday night matchup, the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. So thankful that we finally have an exciting matchup to watch on Thursday. These past couple of Thursdays were like watching a junior varsity game based out of an all-white community. Not exciting whatsoever. This game might prove that wrong. Russell Wilson is absolutely going off these first 4 weeks. I really think that Seattle is returning to their true form where they were 2 or 3 years ago, where they were consistently Super Bowl contenders. What they need to do, they need to make sure that they control the clock. They need to do whatever they can to keep Jared Goff and Todd Gurley off of the field in order for them to capitalize on this game. As far as the Rams are concerned, Jared Goff has been struggling so far this year. Not really his fault, in my opinion. It's the play calling. Last Sunday, he attempted 60 passes. He had like 3 interceptions. And he only handed the ball off to Todd Gurley, I think, less than 10 times, which is pure stupidity. Say that the Rams continue that mindset of how to run their offense, they're gonna have a very difficult time and they will lose this game. And they will lose this game. I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks winning that Thursday night matchup. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. And who the hell were to think of this quarterback matchup? Not me. Let's put it this way. Speaking about the Carolina Panthers, Christian McCaffrey, he's a stud. We can all agree on that. But this man has accounted for over 50% of that team's total offense. And while it's been inconsistent, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, hence their 2-2 record, I really don't see that strategy working too well against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Even if Jalen Ramsey has told him to fuck off and has lower back pain. And then you need to look at the performance from their quarterback, Gardner Minshew. That guy fucks. He's the guy your girlfriend told you not to worry about. He's gonna be stretching in his jockstrap at 11 a.m. and putting up 300 yards by 3:30 p.m. He's a boss. I'm really impressed with Minshew this year, and I think that he's gonna cement his role as the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game. And now we have the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Arizona Cardinals have been having a difficult time really getting their offense starting off on the right foot, if you will. They have plenty of talent. While they're top 3 in the league for pass attempts, it's not really translating for yards after the catch. But the good news is for Arizona is last week, the Bengals made Mason Rudolph of the Pittsburgh Steelers look like a fucking MVP candidate. Their secondary is absolutely garbage. So I think that this is going to be a game where we're going to see Kyler Murray really go out and really make those long passes that he's been criticized of not making so far this year. And so while Murray struggles with being sacked due to the piss poor performance rate of their O-line, he's lucking out today because the Bengals, they only have 5 sacks on the season right now. It's funny because like we're actually comparing statistics, like these two teams are neck and neck with statistics. We're not talking about it right in a positive light, but we're just talking about that they're just neck and neck in shitty statistics. I'm gonna have to go with the Arizona Cardinals winning this game, mostly because there's this Bengals fan who consistently trolls me in the comments So I just want to rub it in his face once they go 0-5. So the Arizona Cardinals, y'all are winning this game. First things first, Deshaun Watson is getting abused on a weekly basis. Like, that O-line of Houston is so atrocious, it makes me sick. Say that he steps out of this season without being injured, I will be sincerely surprised. So, but luckily for the Texans O-line, the Atlanta Falcons defense is a steaming pile of dog shit. In conclusion, I really like the Falcons offense. I know that Matt Ryan is known for choking and not performing to his highest caliber. As far as the passing yards he's putting on the board, I think that Atlanta is going to win this game. It is going to be close, and so I ultimately think that the Falcons are going to come out on top on this one. Next game is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. I think we can all agree that on paper, the New Orleans Saints are the far better team. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a divisional matchup and it is going to be a lot closer than you think. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are just coming off of a high-scoring victory against the LA Rams last week. Jameis Winston finally looked like an NFL quarterback. The New Orleans Saints secondary and defense is very, very talented. And I do not see Jameis Winston and company putting up close to what they put up last week. Still see him putting up 28 points, but that's about it. Without Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater is going to really focus his offensive attack with Alvin Kamara. And that man is an absolute monster. He's gonna take the offense on his back. He's gonna destroy that Atlanta defense. And I think the Saints are gonna come out on top. Saints win. And the next game is going to be the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. One thing I will say is that Kirk Cousins better win this game or he better look into witness protection. The whole city of Minnesota is ready to chase him out of town. Really has not been the same quarterback that he's been 2 years ago. And a lot of it has to do with his offensive line. He's getting a lot of pressure. He's getting a lot of pressure. And he's really stepped away from the passing game, which made him so great in Washington. Now, I understand that Dalvin Cook, he's an incredible running back, but you have two receivers in Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, and really haven't seen their fair share of targets where they should be destroying some teams, but they're simply not. So, I mean, whether or not that it's play calling, I'm not necessarily sure. I do know that with that shitty O-line, that the New York Giants front four is going to break through them easily and give Kirk Cousins a terrible time this coming Sunday. But as far as the Giants are concerned, you have Saquon Barkley out. I am still not sold on Daniel Jones yet. So with that being said, I think that the Minnesota Vikings are going to win their first road game. Next game is the Oakland Raiders and the Chicago Bears. Khalil Mack is going back home and he is most likely about to be more fired up than ever, and that is never good for anybody. The Bears defense is the best in the league and they're going to terrorize Gruden and his entire team this coming Sunday. And if the Raiders want to win, then they need to start fast. And what I think they need to do is make Hunter Renfrow very involved. He's a rookie out of Clemson, great hands, creates incredible separation, and he has really been underutilized so far this season. I guarantee you that the Chicago Bears have not prepared for him to be the #1 target. I think that if the Raiders want to win this game, then they need to be pass heavy. They need to shoot out quick ass passes before Khalil Mack even touches Derek Carr and get ahead as soon as they possibly can. Because Chase Daniel, I'm not necessarily sold on him either, and the Bears have shown several struggles when it's come to offense. So if the Raiders want to win this, they need to get out on top. However, as much as I want the Raiders to win, it's not going to happen. I think the Bears are most likely going to win by 10. And the next game is the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. Right out of the gate, the New York Jets cannot protect their quarterback for shit. Whether it's mono whether it's sacks. Their O-line is atrocious. But luckily, the Eagles have a front four that have struggled indefinitely with the pass rush. So, with that being said, the Jets need to rely heavily on the pass game because while the Eagles are terrible at the pass rush, they make up for it in their run defense. And we've already seen that Le'Veon Bell has not been faring too well with the O-line that is in place right in New York. So I think that they need to have a different type of focus and just strictly focus on the pass, and that is how they're going to beat the Eagles. Luckily, one of the few bright spots for the New York Jets is that the run defense is fantastic. Last week when the Eagles put up 175 yards on the ground by itself, I don't see that being a repeat with the Jets defense at all. Now, this is going to be my sleeper pick of the week. This is going to be my upset of the week. I think the Jets are going to win this game. They're going to walk away with their first win of the season. Don't worry, so y'all will still have a top 3 pick in the draft next year. But you will beat the Eagles on Sunday. You heard it here first. And so now we have the Ravens and the Steelers, another divisional slugfest. Once the Ravens have the ball, you know that they are most likely going to run it. Whether or not that it's Ingram, whether or not that it's Jackson taking it himself, this team is putting up an average of 200 rush yards per game, which is mind-blowing, especially since the NFL is such a pass-happy league. I think that the Steelers have a lot of issues this year, especially once Big Ben went down. They lost AB, they lost Le'Veon Bell. They might as well just rebuild at this point. So I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens winning this game, hands down. There's no question in my mind that they win. The Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. Like I mentioned before, this is a Bills channel, so you obviously know who I'm gonna pick. The Buffalo Bills are gonna win. It's gonna be a tight defensive matchup. As long as Josh Allen is playing, hands down, we're going 4-1. If you wanna see a more in-depth analysis and an in-depth preview of the Bills and the Titans, then you could see my last video that I posted a few days ago. The Patriots and the Redskins. The Patriots will not only win, but they will embarrass the Redskins. This game doesn't even warrant a detailed analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, Pats win, hands down. So the next game is the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. The Denver Broncos have been struggling tremendously on both sides of the ball. I really like the Los Angeles Chargers, especially since Melvin Gordon is very, very likely to play. So between him and Austin Eckler, Phillip Rivers, the receiving core, I mean, I'm sorry Broncos, but you're going 0-5 on Sunday. I'm saying the Chargers win this. Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. It was funny because the Cowboys started off with a very promising first 3 games, but at the end of the day, the defenses that they went up against was really not too much to write home about. That was brought into light last Sunday. Once Dak Prescott didn't even throw a touchdown pass, and his run for an MVP campaign grinded to a halt. I really like the Packers defense in this game. I really, really do. I think that it's gonna be close, but I think the Packers are gonna come out with the W. Next, late night game, we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Kansas City Chiefs. I really like what Jacoby Brissett has done with the Colts this year, especially since Andrew Luck decided to just retire mid-preseason. I really think that he's stepping into the role. I do like his weapons. His defense isn't bad, but I mean, this is the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I do not see you going neck and neck with scoring points. Like, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. Sorry, Brady fans. He may not be the best of all time, but you put them next to each other, Patrick Mahomes is the best in the league right now. I think the Chiefs are going to win by a landslide, especially at home. Just get out of here. Monday Night Football. and yet another decent matchup. We have the Cleveland Browns and the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers have surprised a lot of us. They're 3-0. I really like the chemistry between Jimmy Garoppolo, his tight end, his receivers. The Browns are still pretty inconsistent. They started off the season not too good, but then they ended up beating the Ravens last week. I'm not sure what to think. This is gonna be a toss-up in the air, but I really like what San Francisco is doing. I think that SF is gonna win this one. Monday night in dramatic fashion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Don Mafia Report. Those are my week 5 predictions. Do me a favor and make a comment of your favorite team and then give me your score prediction. What do you think your team's game, what's that score going to look like? Knock it out, very intrigued. I wanna see whether or not that my predictions were super far off or stupid or genius. Let me know in the comments section. If you're new here, smash that like button and definitely subscribe to the channel. Like I said, this is an NFL channel. I focus on the Buffalo Bills because I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan, but I will be putting out general NFL content on a regular basis. Just join the Dom Mafia family, baby. That's all I ask. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Go Bills.